YouTube Live. This is Eric Leigh-Pink, Psychic Eric Leigh-Pink. Can everyone hear me okay? Okay. Today, I want to begin with how do we break through? It's been 12 years of me giving you world predictions. And these world predictions, I couldn't figure out how do I break through and alter the tragedies of tomorrow. Well, we kind of figured it out. Well, no, we figured it out. The trade war. We made the prediction. We made the video. You helped donate. You helped share. And because it was in that moment, because I knew Trump was going to do it in that moment, for some reason, it just exploded. And then we did it again and again and again, each time creating huge numbers that I've never seen before. And that's it. We can alter the tragedies of tomorrow. That's the direction. I need your help. I need your help to work together because my goal, my mission is life, is to get these predictions and alter the nightmares I see with them. I have another goal, another mission in life. Nobody, I'm doing this, and I'm not going to toot my horn here, but I think I'm doing it pretty well. January 6th, things of this COVID, we predicted these events. Nobody gave me a manual on how. How, Eric, step one. This is how you do predictions. Do. Nobody did that. And I'm leaving one. I am leaving one. And so, in this moment, as a gift to all of you, Class 1, How to Connect to the Spiritual Realm. It's free. I'm handing it to you on a silver platter, completely and totally free. The first class, I want to give it to all of you. I want us to get to know each other. I want me to share this knowledge with you so that you and I can connect. The other classes will come with a fee. But this first one, How to Connect to the Spiritual Realm, which will be, I have to change it, guys, I'm sorry, July 13th at 11 a.m. Central Time. Eric is moving to Chicago. Hoo-wee! Right now. Oh, okay. Well, that is what I wanted to hand everyone to you. This free gift of how to connect to the spiritual realm. All for you. Now, I'm just going to pop it open. Questions. Who's got questions? Oh, my goodness. Let's look at this list here. Can I scroll back? I have no idea. Watching from... Oh, thank you, guys. Congrats on your move to Chicagoland. Yeah, it's a karmic moment. It's very karmic. It's like because when I left Chicago, it all crashed and burned. I had to leave. I had to leave rapidly. I couldn't take anything with me. They're almost identical. I went over there, come back. But how it's happening, it's what's going on with the karma here? Questions, guys. Well, I'm just going to pop it open and say, who's got questions? Who wants to know what? One of the things I forgot to explain to you. The Uno card, look, right, on the videos. It has yellow, red, and green. The green represents, I don't really know, it's a list of predictions. Here's what I have. I have to work on it. It's a green. Yellow is, here are the meat and potatoes, but I'm still working on it a bit. And red is, it's done. That's as done as it's going to get. You need to know this. Please change it. Please alter it. And it's coming at rapid approach. So they're color coordinated so that when we get to red, that's it. This is the event. Does anyone have any questions? I want to give a shout out to the big and awesome L, who is making this behind the scenes all happen. Oh, let's go. What do you know about the rest of this year? I mean, it's a year on two fronts. On one front, the bad one is I mean, we marked it. This is the year of terrorism. We said it, and we're about to see it, like now, in July, and then something else in September, and then a huge one at the end of the year. So all of that's happening, or I'm expecting it to happen. If July doesn't happen, then I'll be wrong, and maybe it goes to the next year. But I don't think so. I mean, they literally showed a Persian knife as if to say Iran. I didn't even catch that. But on the flip side, medical. Oh, medical. It's just awesome. There's that cast. You have a cast on your leg, right? And it's like the clunky cast you have to wear for a couple of months. Oh, you broke your leg, right? They figure out a way to take a needle, stick it inside of you, and the cast goes inside of you. And so you can immediately start moving around. It's really cool. And then there's other ones. There's a slew of these medical breakthroughs that they just get rid of things. I mean, just like boom, boom, AIDS is out. AIDS will be going away soon. Like it's just one after another, which I think comes from our COVID days. Okay, I'm talking too much. Eric, thank you for all that you do. Can you explain and go through the timeline of when terrorism, red, blue nukes? Yeah. There's a part of me that thinks they might actually be on the same timeline. That would be very bad. I only have two predictions of Red, so I don't really know much about Red yet. Only that he's a really mean man. Blue, if there's, you think of the Trump predictions, Ukraine predictions, all that. Nobody has more predictions of Blue. Like the whole site is littered with Blue predictions. Most of them terrorist acts or a battle between two different forces. So I have a lot there. And there's a sense with Blue, it'll be a timeline. What confuses me is, does this terrorist attack happen and then eventually Blue takes over? Or is Blue already there? I don't know. We're about to find out. Once that sets off, he'll be there. He'll be around for a couple of years. He's not going away. And it's just it's one thing after another thing after another thing. I think the next Red pops into the picture because we're having a huge food and water issue. There's no more food. We're being strangled. The food is like a COVID moment where we don't have enough. And then everybody is stealing water from everybody else. So Red is this bullyish kind of figure that comes in and says, I'm going to take care of it for you. And no one's going to bully us anymore. So there's these two monstrous figures coming from two different orbits. There's a part of me that feels they might overlay. Red is expected in the year 2036. So we have red over here in 2036, 2037. We have blue over here that should be starting either this year or next year. Okay. Hello from Miami. Hello. Hurricane in Florida this year. Yeah. Sorry. I'm working on it right now. Ouch. Let's just go over it real quick. The hurricane goes up. It swipes. It seems to be swiping up the east side. It swipes up the east side and it just slams into the Carolinas. I mean, really. The Carolinas are the one that seem to take the brunt of it, but then it does seem to kind of continue as well. And then on top of that, there's no help coming from FEMA. Like, where is FEMA? Where is the help from the government? That pops up too, making it very Katrina-like. So yeah, it's not good news. I haven't posted it yet. I don't think I have, but it's I still want, like, when the impression given was August because they kept saying 888, but But that's like, why are we saying it that way? Can't you just say August? We're working on the details still. Has your Bellevue, no, it's the second floor, already happened? Just wondering. Yeah. I honestly don't know. I posted it. Something did happen. I remember that prediction. Thank you for noting it, Julie, that this very old prediction about the hospital, it was an attack on the hospital. It was very gruesome, as I recall. Something did happen back then. I can't remember what the news was. They kind of implied it, but with all the terrorism, what I'm waiting for is the lineup. There's a lineup of spring attacks, summer attacks. Um, the big one is New Year's. All of those, if they start to line up, then yeah, I would say you're looking at something in the summer. So with that moment there, but I'm waiting to see if the first one comes or when the flags are out. Hey Eric, do you getting back together in July? Hi Eric, do you see N and I getting back together in July? I don't know who N is, Gary. Kathy Levin, when do you see the ice raids ending? Um, they're going to be brutal, destructive, and cruel, and so horrible for our country. The ice raids. Hold on, let me ask. Uh-huh. Um, when do I see it ending? The image that they're presenting is one of they're going to pull back the power the president has, not just for Trump, but just in general. Like, okay, you have too much. Give it to me. Once that kind of happens, then the image shows the same thing coming back with ICE. Like it's like, okay, you're not in charge of this. We'll be in charge now. So, and you really get the sense of that's where this whole picture is going, where we kind of unteeth our president, and the power seems to be going to the states as well as um, to the Senate and the Congress. So, but it's going to be slow moving. I don't see them moving that fast. Do they move fast ever? Um, Okay. Do you see any earthquake? Yes, there's an earthquake in California coming. Oh my goodness. It's a horrible earthquake. There is an earthquake coming. It is between Santa Rosa, San Jose, San Francisco. This region here. I know that's a big region. That region there's some sort of earthquake coming, but there's also a concern over Alaska. That also popped up. So these two different places is sort of kind of popped up with concern that line there, and they do make it sound like it's destructive. In every vision, there were little American flags, little baby American flags, like we were at a parade or something. I assumed maybe it would be the parade we just had in Washington. It did not. It did not produce anything. So I'm working on that. I'm working on this orbit of how, where, kind of trying to get the detail. And that's where these new predictions come in, where just at the last moment we're like, now it's gonna happen now. So and then we've done that with the Iran war, we've done that with Kashmir trade war, all those things. So my hope is to really deliver a video about the earthquake and say, here it is, boom. That's my hope. Sometimes they happen beforehand. Hi, Eric. Do you see Nixon and I getting back together? Who's Nixon? I see those big earthquakes and tsunamis. The one I see in California coming up is destructive. But I don't know it being like anything like apocalyptic or no. It's just very destructive. Some people have been handing out mini flags. Yeah, that's the thing, is it could fit, like it really fits this moment. That's the concern, is the mini flags could be the protest, the mini flags could be the parades, so it really fits with like, because we didn't do that before, right? It wasn't a thing before, but now it is. So we're kind of keeping one eye this way and the other way with all this war. Oh, so hi Eric, this is Lupe and Taylor was. Hi Lupe. Um, how does the hurricane season look for Louisiana to Florida Panhandle? The concern is the tide. Something sort of new where when a hurricane comes in and the water is so much, it's going to push this tide up. And even though you're not really in the zone of the hurricane, this tide's going to come up and still kind of flood things. And so there's something new coming where the tide. Fred's here. Hi, Fred. A little bird comes in all the time. So there's a concern, a huge concern that we have that hasn't really enveloped yet, where the tide is going to pull in places. It's like we're not even in the hurricane zone. What's going on here? So I kind of trying to work on a map to find out where the hurricanes will hit and what areas will be flooded. But the spirits and I have decided, you know what? Just paint this red and say here are the areas. Right now, we know that Florida's got a redness coming up, but Carolinas, guys, that looked black. That's very bad. Sorry. And it was coastal. Everything in the Carolinas was a coastal. Bye bye, Fred. Coastal situation. But I will find out about the rest of the region. In I know Mexico's going to get hit pretty hard too. That goes up, kind of goes through New Mexico. Those predictions I'm actually working on literally right now. So you'll see a video coming out soon. When do all the wars end? Oh, I love that. That's an awesome question. I love it. Here's the thing. Look at the world today and ask yourself, who's the good guy? Who's the hero? Where are the heroes? Like, which one is a hero? That's what's coming. Figures that'll rise, Lincoln-like figures that rise and say, okay, that's enough of this mess. I mean, it'll take them a while to get there, and you still, again, have this monstrous figure coming, the Tyrant Blue, who makes Osama bin Laden look like an angel, really. I mean, it's just beyond horrible. I mean, he's just so, not a dark angel, but you know what I mean? Like, it's just so beyond anything that I've ever seen what he does. Oof, gives me the chills. And keep in mind, I predicted Putin, predicted Al-Assad, predicted all these other figures. So it's almost like he's just the worst of the worst. And that's the Tyrant Blue. So, and there's another feeling that the Tyrant Blue, because he's so over the top, maybe it's the group they're talking about, not necessarily one figure. There's a feeling that that might be true too. Okay, but when do the wars end? Well, I can predict the world has world peace in the year 2150. It's really cool. They all get together and throw a big, huge party. Like the whole world is having a party all at once to celebrate the end of war. You get the impression that it's already ended. Beep, 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 beep. But this timeline is when they cement it, sort of document wise. Um, but I really expect it kind of like to really end probably as the century comes to the end. It starts to, as the king rises, really, that's when everything shifts because all of these good figures come in and say, okay, guys, we're going to change everything. Ain't working. Sorry. So I will get in. Eric, is there no FEMA left? How will the flood states and flooded areas receive supplies or get help? Yeah, here's a very good thing that the spirits want to point out. And someone asked me, how do you prepare for war? And the spirits jumped on that. They're like, kaboom, this is how you prepare. This is how you prepare. And so I would say the same thing would be true with these storms. Because this is the solution, guys. Throw a block party. Get together and have a huge block party in your neighborhood. Make it huge. Make it just have the hugest, biggest festival and talk to your neighbor and say, what do you need? How can we work together? What can we do together to make us safe and protected from all of that? Right? And do that. You present that, right? And so when any radicalists come knocking on your door, when any monstrous figure is like, hey, you're doing what I'm doing, right? You can say, no, we got our backs here. We're going to take care of us in our little neighborhood. So you construct a domain of your own neighborhood, protect of yourself and the people, and make each other feel safe. That's the solution. I hope that made sense. Hi, Eric. The idea of a dark figure coming with all the means have to destroy ourselves at the moment is terrifying. Is there anything else we can do to prevent this? I wouldn't explain it that way first. No, it's not. You need to keep in mind there's some other players in the room. We have some figure called Apollo who's like, I guess, I don't know. I'm assuming he does like world predictions like me, but wow, is he famous? Like he dictates, he's like, this is going to happen. And everybody's like, oh, it's going to happen. There's a sense of someone that really just envelops the role, and yet it's playful and fun. So there's that figure. There's another, and he knocks on the door and says, "Oh, Mr. Blue, psh, you thought you could do terrorism? No, no, we foiled that for you." And he mocks him. He's like, "What a loser you are," But then there's another figure who is really called what they call him the prophet. They say, "Oh, he's the prophet." And when he comes to the stage, he changes things. I mean, just he makes Africa better. He makes the Middle East better. I mean, he just sort of kind of slides in there and really kind of removes things. So no, it's not really just this monstrous figure taking over. There's a battle. So recognizing that it may not be a central figure, but a collective of people with dark deeds. We have so many missing children in our area. How can we stop this? What is your area? I would need to know where, but that's a question you should be able to ask them. Who is this? Huskma. I'm sorry if I pronounced that incorrectly, but where are you? I need to know the where. Okay. I'm going to scroll back, guys, and see if I missed any questions. How can we prevent blue from rising? Will it be easy to reach him now before he rises? Um, how do we prevent blue from rising? I mean, I can only say what my plan would be, Derek, and that would be that it's an image. They actually had this vision. The vision, I'll just be very brief with it, was me as this young whippersnapper football player, and I would go out into the field. The football field was rigged, and you saw people kind of throw the football, and I'd knock it down. Psh, oh, sorry, you didn't get what you wanted. It was interception after interception after interception. So that's the plan. I plan to kind of knock the ball and say, oh, let's try and foil this event from happening. And I think there's a certain layer of if I do it right and others do it right, it's humiliating. You are incompetent. You don't know what you're doing. The psychic beat you. Right? That alone is enough destructive force to kind of lose his luster of, because he's going around saying, I am the prophet. I am him. Well, okay, well, that guy just beat you, so explain that. That's the plan. So, do you, okay. Eric, are you the prophet? I mean, it would be hubris. I know too many people, um, too many other seers and psychics. I mean, I could be, I guess, but I mean, the odds are. I'm not that well known. um, because I mean, here's an example. This guy here, it was given to me as a gift from a shaman in Peru, and I first he gave it to me on the date of his birthday. I received this box on his birthday, and I thought, how do you even know his birthday date? He says, "Oh, this is for your son." When I picked it up, it had so much spiritual power in it, and you could feel its energy was very protective. I don't know. There's just too many other people, too many other seers, psychics, swamis, to say that it would be me. You know, it could be any of us. But there is some sort of figure that does kind of have my personality, and the statue had a little bit of a punchiness to him. So maybe I don't know. But I'm just gonna do what I'm gonna do and see how it plays out. I actually described you as a prophet to someone years ago, Eric. Oh, that's very nice of you. Um, I don't know. I get it. It all depends on your definition, but when they give you truths, especially the truths, they're like, Eric, this is prophetic, and I'm like, oh, okay. Well, I'm not gonna, I don't. But yes, thank you for the compliment. That's very nice. Where oh Trump, oh Trumpy. When is Trump leaving the presidency? Here's what they say. The lineage goes like this. He's going to try and seize power in what looks like after the terrorism, right? So there's kind of a legitimate reason from a perspective of safety, but he's going to say, "Okay, I'm taking over. That's it. I need to protect everybody." It's like, and the blue side is like, "I don't think so." So there's a battle coming. There's that 20 coming. On top of that, he's blowing it, like I said, with FEMA. Nobody's getting help during the hurricane. And to be fair, again, there's an earthquake happening too. So there is this almost like there's too much going on. And then there's the trade war, which just it's not good for us. If you're in the United States, it's just not good news because he's not doing it. There's no constructive, let's put this together type of thing coming together for anyone. Um, all of this sort of kind of pushes him out. He gets ill at some point. We're talking about hospital ill. It's like a boop, 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 boop. And then it ends like, oh, the scandals. There's a whole bunch of scandals that pop up at the same time. It ends like Nixon. That's what they say. He quits. I mean, this is a bold prediction, but they say it. He's quitting. That he kind of gets pushed out, basically. Um, but some of that is because of his health too. Keep that in mind. That piece hasn't come together. So there's a lot there to unpackage. How that leads to the military one rising, I have no idea. But that's what's coming. So and I get the impression of either A, that's coming like the timeline they very specifically said was December. So if it's either going to happen this December or the next December, but I don't see it going longer than that. Okay. Eric Janis asked astrologers are predicting terror attacks for July 20th. What do you see? Yeah, no, that's what I see. On July 20th, specifically. 20, July 7. It says 7/20. Who is this other astrologer? I'm very curious now. One of these things that blows my mind about what you're able to do is what it says about the nature of time. What do you make of it? Yeah, let's talk about that. People often ask me, um, Eric, is fate? Is there fate? Are we living in? Is it all predetermined? Or is our existence predetermined? And I thought to myself, by whom? Who is doing the predetermining? Who is dictating those terms? Right? And the answer is you. You're the one making the choices. You're the one making the. It's choice, people. We exist by choice. We choose this path. We choose this direction. Not only that, but those karmic moments where things line up, right? And you're like, oh, this is karma, us meeting. I know you designed that too. You're like, oh, okay, well, when we get to the world, we're gonna meet here. Okay, don't forget. Like that's there, and so that's why it's somewhat flawed because you're doing it, not some. But the angels are in the background helping and guiding and letting you do this. But this is a you thing, right? So all of that comes together. So when people ask me, I say, as long as you accept the reality that you are creating your future and that all I'm doing is the view is pull everything back as if I were on planet Mars looking at planet Earth with my telescope. Well, she's driving down, she's going left, right? But I'm seeing it this way. Whereas you're seeing it this way. You're seeing it right outside. I'm seeing it, the car moved like this, you know. So my view is restricted. I can't see many details with that. People often ask me, Eric, what is the air? Give us the number on the airline that's going to crash. I'm like, yeah, right. Like I can't see that in that little. So there's that sense of it's going this way, and my view is restricted. But you're driving the car, not me. You know. So that's the way I would explain time and how it all operates. I have not seen this interdimensional. Well, actually, I have. That there is one space, but most of the places I've connected to kind of dictates that everything is connected to the universe out there and the stars. Okay, when do we see aliens for real? Are they friendly? Oh, I could talk for hours on that one. Wow. Yes, they're friendly. But they're overwhelmingly intelligent, beyond intelligent. So I mean, they're already making they're already sending their little ball drones out. Choo, 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 choo. It came over with that big huge rock, the one that looked like a it looked like a big donut, you know. That's when they came. This is for real. I don't know what to tell you. That's what they say. People ask me this question. They're studying us. They're getting to know what they know we're going to be coming up. So they want to know everything. It's like a chessboard, and they want to be 20 moves before you even put the first one out. They want to know everything about us, who we are, what we're doing, and they have concern over how this our everything we're doing might lead to a nuclear event. They don't like that. Um, but no, you can't really be in that outer space unless you have become a society of togetherness. Otherwise, it will not work. And so that's another reason why I can just flat out tell you that's one of the main reasons why we don't have war in the future because we have to work together. So in space anyway. I'm getting off track here. I've heard there is free will involved in some things, but some things there isn't. There's karma, right? Somebody comes to me and asks for a reading, and she says, she's gone through 3 different businesses and they all failed. She doesn't understand why they keep failing. She can't break through. And so when I touched her hand and I grabbed her, they showed me an image where, and she was religious too, where I don't know if she was a pope or, I don't think she was a pope or cardinal maybe, But she was greedy. She just took and took. She did not share with the public. She had a lavish life, but she just there was nothing else. And she was a he in that timeline too. Um, so all of that just said had the spiritual realm saying no. And not no because they want to punish her, but they want to show her. Like, this is what you took from these people. Like, you could have given that people, they could have been comfortable. So we need to show you what this is. And that's there is that part. They are engaged in our existence. They're engaged in circumstance, yes. But I just push back on anyone that says, oh, well, they're in charge and we're just wheels in a cog. You know, it's like, no, you're not. So, do you think life is a simulation of causes and effects? Are we avatars of people who came before us? This is just a silly question. I don't think it's a silly question. Um, do you think that life is a simulation of causes and effects? Simulation of causes and effects. Well, I would not cause it as simulation of causes and effects. There is seriously purpose to who we are. We are living lives here on earth so that it's like school. We're preparing for over there, our role in heaven, right? This is our like school, like, oh, go to school, we're going to learn this, and we're going to learn that, we're going to learn this, right? So, to give you an example of that, because it's not a simulation, it is a sort of educational piece given to us by a divine force. My world predictions. I mean, they're ghastly. Do I need to do world predictions 7? No. There's no world predictions 7. What that would be boring. what what I'm doing here though is I'm jumping through time. Each time. Each time. And I'm mastering how to do it. I'm mastering. Okay, this is how you do this. Boom, 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 boom. Okay. In heaven, my role, my job is I'm like the front bird. Like, okay, guys, we're going this way, we're going that way, we're going this way, we're going that way. But again, that's my job because I have this unique ability to jump through time. Right? You see how that operates? I am doing this to build this. I am doing this to build this. And it's that's why we're here. And there's that's just one example of so many others. The other piece is the people. You're building relationships, getting in the grind of their lives, helping people, doing for people so that you can cement the relationship over there. So I hope that makes sense. But no, there's no simulations. We are doing this for a purpose. Eric, do you see a damaging tsunami or Pacific Northwest coast in the Alaska earthquake? There is a prediction that has not happened yet. It's been a peep of news from where I stand, but it's not. It's the Kiwis. Can't remember the name of the nation. New Zealand. New Zealand. It's over in that region. So that there's something big that does come out of that region, but I haven't heard them give me that information. No, the earthquakes I'm seeing in the West, I don't see water. It's more just damage. I haven't picked that up yet. No. Okay. Why will we have water shortages in? Yeah. Why will we have water shortages in the future? It dries up. What's coming is some very strange. Nobody's talking about this. Okay, but when the ice melts, something happens to the ocean. The ocean stops operating correctly. It doesn't spin right. So it starts to die. When that happens, For some reason, I guess this is what the ocean does. I'm not a scientist, but it creates this imbalance in temperature. So at one moment, it's extremely hot, and at the other moment, it's extremely cold. And it seems to be sucking up all the water that we need when that happens, extremely hot temperatures. So places that are extremely hot don't have any water anymore. I mean, it's quite horrible. Like there's just none. So they're trying to get it from other places. But again, if we're in these circumstances, nobody's giving up their water. You know what I mean? So there's this horrible loop that's unfolding for everybody. It really starts with India, Pakistan. It's happening right now with India and Pakistan. Not to that level, but it just creates tensions between everybody because it really should be shared with the world. It's not like this is a world thing. Um, but yeah, that's how it unfolds. And then there's other places that'll get drowned. Like there's other places that just it's beyond there's so much water that's just falling down. But again, I think the other piece is we adjust. Is there's this you see houses that are hurricane proof, that pops up. There's bridges that are rising so that people can go back and forth. You know, that was a thought. I said, "Oh, somebody should do that now." Like, because then it would be easier logistically to like, "Oh, let's all get on the train and get out of here." So, when does the water shortages begin? It's gotta the water shortages would have to begin before, the end of the century. That seems very clear. Like, in the year 2027, we should start seeing some sort of major issue with the ocean. So, will this be a point in time where humans begin to take care of our planet? Yes, they do. Oh, it's beautiful. Not only the planet, but the universe. We go around, oh, like little Santa Claus people. Oh, you need to be fixed. You need to be fixed. You know, it's really cool. Like, because it's almost like there was this beautiful image where this huge falcon ship, it's like, it was this huge falcon ship. And they're zooming down, and there's herds and herds and herds of lions, you know, and you can see them with their mechanical device. And they zoom into one animal, and a net comes out and grabs it. And it's like, ah, what's going on here? They pull it up. And the minute they pull it up, they put it on the table. He falls asleep because of the gases in between. They're pulling him up, and there's this gas that, psh, and then the animal falls asleep. And they start grooming him and like, oh, fix his teeth, you know, oh, okay, you have a bad tooth, don't you? We're gonna get that all fixed for you. I mean, they're fixing this one animal. And then it ends by showing that the zooming thing that they were doing earlier was to make sure that the animal will return to its herd where it came from. So there's a real like, wow, what happened to you, humanity? You changed. And it comes down to these future philosophers, these Titan-like figures that are like, listen, guys, this is how it operates. Come on. Including what they refer to as the ambassador, which in every way, shape, and form is the spiritual realm's king. So they're so wonderful to hear that. Thanks. Could the SJ earthquake be around the 4th of July? Yeah, I'm waiting for them to tell me when is this earthquake gonna pop. It could be that, but what was the other one? Yeah, there's a part of me that says it could be something more basic, like a funeral, for instance, of a president or something, and everybody's breaking out the flags. I don't know for sure, but I'm working on it. That's the earthquake is something I'm like, we need to get back to that one and see what's going on. Okay. Let's see. Any other questions? Waiting for a transfer. Hi, pal. Waiting for a transformation and the world to heal from this mess. It heals. I just want to really cement that again. I'll never forget it. Like I'm writing this prediction, they show this image where the spiritual realm says, okay, the king's coming and he's bringing his entourage. We're going to fix this world, right? But that takes a while. He's got to travel. And he's not just stopping just at our space. He's got to stop at other spaces too. So it's a trip. And so they're marking it. They're saying, we're coming, we're coming. Everybody let them know we're coming. And then that prediction continues. I'll leave it in the link. I'll leave that link part, right? But the prediction continues and it shifts to show the reaction of the darkness. Because here the darkness is being told, you're going to be evicted. Sorry, you got to go away now. That's what they're being told by the arrival of this figure. And they know that. They know that this is now ending. And so they show this image with these dark monsters. They're like roach-like creatures. They actually kind of look like that, by the way. And so these like creatures like coming out and they're like crying, like, oh, we lost our empire, we lost it. And their leader, which I hope is not blue, but their leader pops up and says, no, we don't respond this way. They want to take our empire. Explain it to them. I'm like, oh, what does that mean? And then all the wars just started. Like it was like, he's not like this is a force that's going to kick and scream on the way out. But make no mistake, it's on its way out. Goodbye. Adios. I'm not going to miss you. I don't know what to tell you. Just not missing. The darkness can go. Now, what does that mean for our future? The way I see it is it's like amber, like the fire goes out, and we'll have ambers. We'll have ambers for a very, very long time, going well into like 2130. But if you cement the difference between this timeline and when war ends, I would sum it up by saying, in this timeline, why are we all so mean to each other? Why can't we just basically be nice? But in this future timeline, I would sum it up by saying, okay, guys, you have enormous, unwavering power. But should you? Seems like you're kind of blowing it with it. And that's the beauty of the future, is there's a state of perfection that comes, but perfection, it's having something created perfect with human beings, meh. But I'll explain that later. Education called the sleeping prophet said that a pole shift, yes, that is coming, would occur that would kill a lot of people and world's populations. What do you say? Yes, yes. I mean, it's coming later. I don't think any of us are going to really see it. The way it's explained to me is for climate change, really. I don't know if they're doing it, if the planet's doing it for climate change specifically, but it sets off this cascade of events where the planet is fixing itself to a certain degree. And what it does is it pulls the pole shift, right? So, and the threat here is Australia, for instance. It's farmland in this timeline. It's not desert anymore. Like the planet moves ever so much where the terrain is going to shift. It's going to change. And at the beginning of that shift, that change, it's quite hostile. Like, think about it. That would be a timeline where there'd be enormous rain hitting Australia. That timeline would be bad, but it does become farmland. So there's a shifting tide that just shifts it all. And at the same time, when this happens, volcanoes just explode, just kaboom, 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 kaboom. And all of this, for some reason or somehow, kills climate change. Like there's another figure there's a human scientist that comes in and helps with the ocean and throws this object in the ocean and builds these very large machines that filter pollution. But that's how it goes away. is the planet seems to kind of pull this trigger that says we're going to fix this, but the axis does change. Yeah. Eric asked about all the children going missing in DC metro area, Virginia, Maryland. Oh, no. What do we have? Is there news on that? Okay, somebody explain it to me, please. So you're saying children are just missing? There's no reason or rhyme, and how old are these children? Is it in the news? Anybody know? Because we're saying that children are missing in the DC metro area, Virginia, Maryland. Children missing. Let me meditate on it, and I'll make it a prediction. I'll let everybody know one way or the other if I have anything in the metro area. Because you know me and children. Like nobody hurts children. That's wrong. And just an FYI, it's really wrong because the one that oversees death over there on the other side, she loves little babies and children. She's just like, oh, he's so cute. So upsetting her is not a good thing. Okay. Just I'll look into this DC Metro children missing. If I can see something on the news that explains what we're talking about, because I don't know what we're talking about, then yeah, I can ask the spirits to look into it. It would take probably a week or two before you saw, but they would have to. We have these scouts. The spirits have these scouts, Anthony and this little group, Axel too. But they go out and scout things. Right now, for instance, we are watching Stube in the Norway region, that region over there, Sweden, Norway, the Nordics. And then we're also have eyes on Lula. Poor Lula's gonna get sick. Modi and Lula, hey, let's watch their health here. Modi, let's watch his health too. But we have eyes. These scouts sort of kind of scope things out, say, what do we have over here? What do we need to report? Usually it's weather, though. Eric, I'm worried the sale of our power lands to acres, selling them off to private interest. Do you see this happening? What will happen to our wildfires? Okay. Sorry, guys, they were talking too much. Anything else, guys? They want you to know. This is where they want you to know before we wrap this up. Truth. They want to give this truth. Okay? And that was weird. I know they keep. Joy. Bring joy to the world. Ask for joy. Share with joy. Give to joy. Bake a cake for your neighbor. Help these people over here. Connect with everyone around you and spread joy. There's too many invasive actions from their perspective. Too many of us being invasive, whether it be Putin invading Ukraine or us judging each other invasively. It's invasive. Stop that, please, and focus on just dancing and having joyfulness to counter everything else happening out there. That is their message. That was why I fell asleep for a second there. To give you this message of divinity and say, listen, you can counter it right now. We don't need to wait. change it right now. Okay? My son is in wildland firefighter in the Northwest California. Oh, thank you. California fires. There's a big one in Texas. Oh my goodness, it's huge. That's all I have for right now. I'd have to go look. Is there going to be California fires? Where in you'd have to tell me where in California. Santa Ana fires comes to mind, is what they say. I gotta write that down. Now I gotta look into that one. It's not north though. I'll look into it. Truth and joy sound good to me. Yeah. Well, it's a counter, people. All that fear, all that negativity, all that meh. Turn it around. Us, we can do that as a group. Thank you, Eric. I love this today. The astrologer is John. Johnny. Oh, this is interesting. Johnny. And this Johnny here, I'm assuming predicts the future. I'll look. I'm asking all these questions. This predicting the attacks of July. Johnny is. Oh, really, Cindy? Oh, okay. We're gonna look at Johnny. Thank you very much. I enjoyed this. It went over an hour. Oh, Mika's gonna be upset with me. Like, it's too long, Eric. Any other things? I just want to again. What future do you see for Vance? We're gonna end with this. This was fun. Thank you. Yeah, no, this I want to do this on a regular basis, at least once or twice a month, just so we can connect and talk to each other, just so we can all get to know each other and really kind of get to know each other. I will say the live. We want to do live readings. I'm still working on that piece. I don't know how to do a personal reading live. My spirits like to make things very personal, and that to them is very private. And so there's a bit of they're not entirely comfortable yet. So we got to figure out that piece and how to present that. But it doesn't change the fact that we could talk about the world for hours. Thank you. Yes, thank you, thank you, thank you. Good luck with the move. Yeah, no, it's exciting. It's exciting. Okay, guys, I'm going to wrap it up with the joy message. I look forward to our next gathering where we will teach you, show you, share with you how to connect to the spiritual realm. Okay? And that will be out. That's changed too. July 13th. But honestly, we got to do it at 11 a.m. Central Time because I'll be in Chicago by that time. So we'll make that change. I'll see you guys then. Bye bye. Bye bye. I love you guys. How do you turn this off?